Hey there everybody, it's Mark Curley. I'm back with another how to draw video. Did a video a while back called how to draw a realistic eye. A lot of people liked it, but a lot of people pointed out, quite rightly, that it was not absolutely realistic in every way. So this time I am going to challenge myself to do a photorealistic eye. One that really should be absolutely accurate to a real human eye. So let's go ahead in here and start working on the shape. I should say that this is an eye taken from a face that was turning just a little bit away. And as such, it creates a sort of interesting eye shape. I'm leaving just a little bit of a gap here, and this has to do with photorealism. You know, you don't end up with lines in real life. A lot of times there's just a blending of tones between one space and another. So for me to sit here and do an absolutely hard, bold black line around this eye would not be photorealist. And I should warn you right now that there's going to be a lot of time lapse in this video, just because photorealism takes time, and if I did line by line and showed every line that I drew, this video would go on for an hour. Or something like that. So you're going to see me zip through a lot of things. But I thought I'd at least try to do this first part real time and give you some tips. So this is the absolute sort of outside shape of the skin surrounding the eye. And over here I'm going to start to put in the tear duct. And you know, it should be said that every eye is different, and so this, you know, this is comes from one photo that I studied pretty intensely. I'm sure different people have different shaped tear ducts and so forth. But one thing that I noticed that sort of surprised me was to what degree this line is coming down and sort of hooking down here. That's not the way I imagined, and that's the thing about drawing from life that helps you become a better artist, is you stop drawing the things the way you imagined them to be, and you draw them the way they really are. Your mind can play tricks on you. You sort of, if you try to draw your memory of what you think something looks like, it ends up being quite different from what it really is. So we have the shape of the eye, and now I'm going to get into the iris itself. And this is pretty crucial in terms of drawing a relaxed eye, is getting the top part of the iris sufficiently covered by the upper eyelid. If you are seeing the entire iris, you've got a very bugged out, shocked looking eye. And so anytime you're drawing the eyes of a character in a comic book or whatever, you're going to pay real close attention to what degree this upper edge of the iris is covered by the upper eyelid. The more it is covered, the more relaxed the person looks. The less it is covered, the more bugged out the eye is going to appear. And in this particular photo that I studied, the bottom of the iris, there was just a tiny bit of a gap between the bottom of the iris and the bottom eyelid. Just going to indicate now the pupil, and depending on what photo you look at, you may see slightly different sizes here, you know, dilated pupils and so forth. But it seems that in a relaxed, typical eye, it looks like it's considerably less than a third of the distance across, going in from the outside edge of the iris. I'm going to now get an indication of the upper eyelid fold, and this, you're going to see a lot of variety from one eye to another, different people having heavier eyelids and so forth. But one interesting little thing over here is with this line comes across here, and there's sort of a second line, and I've seen this even in manga drawings. People actually will capture the accuracy of this, that there's a second line created by the fold of flesh as it tucks in under the upper part of the eye. Now, one of the things that I got kind of wrong in this last video that was supposedly realistic was the eyelashes, and I'm going to try to make up for that this time. But again, I'm going to have to kick it into time-lapse to keep this video from going on forever. So I'm going to do this eyelash stuff in time-lapse, but I'm going to come back and explain a little bit about what I did. Okay, so just quickly to explain about things here, the eyelashes, you find when you study very carefully a photograph of an actual eye, you really come to appreciate how complicated the eyelashes are in terms of the different directions they're going in. What I notice is that over here on the right-hand side, you've got lots and lots of eyelashes curving off to the right, and as you reach the center of the iris, you will reach a point where they are coming kind of straight at you, and that becomes a real challenge artistically to capture that. Some of them kind of become almost diagonal lines, and just a few as you head towards the tear duct. Kind of trailing off, just a few of them I'm finding curving in the opposite direction, off to the left. Let me go ahead and do the lower eyelashes and then come back and talk about those. Okay, so when you get down to the lower eyelashes, accuracy really pays off, and you begin to see how delicate they really are. If you get a nice, good, clear photograph, you can really see each individual eyelash. I'm finding in the photo that I studied that they don't really begin to appear until quite a bit in from the tear duct. Very delicate over here in this area. And then as you go along, they increase in number, but they never get anywhere near as heavy as the upper eyelash, and you will see this area in here is eventually really going to get colored in black because there's just this mass of eyelashes up here. You never really get that, not with this person's eye anyway, down here at the bottom. And just, yeah, attention to detail is really going to pay off if you want a photorealistic eye. Really trying to capture each individual eyelash and the direction that it's going in and so forth. And so much of learning how to draw realistically is learning how to see accurately. Not drawing what you think an eye looks like, but actually studying it super closely and only drawing what is really there. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little and get into the details of the iris. Again, all in time-lapse, but then I'll come back and talk about what I've done. Alright, well, you can see how much time I put into slowly building this up, starting light and gradually building darker. I'm probably even going to continue adding more to this by the time I'm done with the drawing, but hopefully you get a sense of how important it is just to put the time in and train your eye on exactly what you see in your source photograph, no matter how odd it may look to you, try to render it into your drawing. One interesting thing that's happening here is we're getting a reflection of the upper eyelid and lashes down here. And, you know, photorealism, you start to get into these just insane little details, but those are what make the drawing in the end, if you want to go that far towards photorealism. I'm going to go ahead and pull out again and start to get into adding shading to the area surrounding the eye. Again, going to have to do it in time-lapse. Sorry about that, but I can see that I've already put, 32 minutes into this had I done it live. And so let's go ahead and move on to that next part of the drawing, and hopefully I can give you some tips based on what you see. Alright, well, we're in the final stretch here, and the truth is, if I really wanted to go photorealist on this, I can keep going another hour. Just fine-tuning, fine-tuning, fine-tuning. Just a couple of things to say here. One technique here that I was using, and the pencil here is a Dixon Ticonderoga. As kids tend to get really obsessed with what pencil are you using? Use whatever pencil works for you, you know? This is like a number 2 ordinary pencil. I'm a big believer in everyone finding their own favorite tools. But in any case, when I want to go really light, I pull way, way back towards like the eraser and come at the paper from the side. This way you can put very, very little pressure on the lead and create just very light shading. When it comes time for precision, obviously, I choke up right down to the point. People comment that I hold my pencil strangely, and they are right. I hold my pencil very strangely. But like I say, everyone find your own way. What happened, actually, I was in college and I had a motor scooter accident, and my thumb got completely smashed to pieces. And thank goodness they were able to put it back together. But that is why I hold my pencil in a very strange way. So let's go ahead and wrap this up, and I just want to say before anyone else says this, because with photorealism you reach a stage where you kind of have to say, what's the point? You have turned yourself into a photocopy machine, and you are able to replicate a photo, so what? And you know what? I think that's a legitimate criticism, and that is why I don't spend a lot of time sitting around doing photorealist drawings. But it's very good exercise, first of all. Teaches you to see accurately, which is hugely important in drawing from life. And if you get into it, there is a fine art to photorealism. Look at the work of Chuck Close and other people who take photorealism to the level of truly fine art. I have not done that here today, but that's kind of why I decided to at least one time attempt to do a video of this sort. I hope you found it useful. I realize it was really at a lot of stages more of a watch me draw video rather than a how to draw video. I'm sorry about that, but that's just the realities of photorealism. I would truly have turned this into, what, 54 minutes. A 54-minute video, which would have put everyone to sleep. So anyway, I'm going to put the pencil down. I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks to anyone who orders my book, Smeaky Falls, or pre-orders Brody's Ghost, which is coming out in July. I greatly appreciate your support. I hope you liked this video, and I will be back with another one real soon.